Hello, my name is Karnak, and today on the Orduum Archive we will be discussing.
Karnak, what are you doing?
Sam, I'm busy right now. I'm talking to the fans.
You're just talking into the wall. Why is there the fucking number 4 on the wall, Karnak?
What do you mean? It's our viewer count right now.
Never mind.
Sam, I gotta get back to recording. So
Yeah,
okay,
you do that. I'm okay. I'm gonna go get food in the tavern.
okay. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Have fun, Karnak.
Okay, so as I was saying, well, this is how the story about how me, my buddy Sam, who you just heard, and M, I don't exactly remember how I met them, but we ended up meeting each other. And then, we went on a few adventures. We go kill some goblins, got some money. And then, we saw a troll. We had to fight the troll. I wanted to keep it alive. The others didn't agree because it apparently attacked us and tried to eat us regardless. This is about how we eventually found this bird named Mr. the Bird, and he stole our rock. So we're going on a trip to M's town to go see if we can find the bird.
No, you all had just walked into the banquet hall. Celine had just flippantly left the room. And you guys sat down to await the queen showing up. And after a couple minutes sitting around, oh no, that's right. You guys were arguing over where Merlin was going to sit.
Wait, what?
Because there's like the one giant chair on the end that's clearly for the queen. And you guys were saying, like, that's obviously where Merlin should sit.
No.
You probably said it as a joke.
I mean, I just remember that's the last conversation that was held before we had to leave. But yeah, large wooden table, nice chairs with the giant one on the end for the queen. And as you guys wait around, the one guard posted by the door, eventually the queen walks in, and it's an immediate sharp contrast to how you first met her, where she was, covered in grease with the lab coat and smock, the goggles on. Her crown is now finally firmly placed upon her head. Her hair is nicely styled. Her has a much nicer, not ratty dress on. Lots of flowing fabrics, deep purples and reds, and you can hear the click of her heels as she walks on the tiles and sits down, followed by the captain of the guard that you met the other night. In his nice polished armor, helmet under his arm. He goes to sit by the queen's side, and push in their chairs and everything. And the queen, snaps her fingers, and the guard posted by the door, knocks on it. And a couple seconds later, the two chefs open the door carrying, trays of food. They begin to place out on the table. And the queen leans forward and says, "Before we begin, it would be prudent to begin discussions of our plan of action for tomorrow." She turns to the captain of the guard. and he says, "All right, so we have patrols uh, all over the bazaar, and I want to make sure," he turns to you three, "the description of the suspect. Dark gray, Aarakocra, the flamboyant clothes, right?"
Yes, that sounds about right.
Okay. And the queen, kind of leans back and puts her hand on her chin, uh, eyes one of the chefs, and placing food down, and looks to you all, and she says, "Be mindful of the fact that he is a shape changer. He will likely appear in a different form, although I believe he does favor an Aarakocra."
Has he appeared in different forms before?
"A few. I believe that's how he initially stole the jewels from my crown. However, he is usually hawking wares in the bazaar as an Aarakocra in his trademark flamboyant clothes."
Does he always speak the same way?
"I'm not sure. I've never had the pleasure of actually meeting him." The guard captain says, like, "From my reports uh, of guards who believe they've encountered him, he usually, when he's running his stall, he speaks like that. I don't know."
Shouldn't be too hard to find him then. He's the only person speaking in such a manner.
Hey, Sam, I got a question.
Yeah, so
Why you sounded like that?
I'm trying to make a voice, Brandon. I don't want to just use my voice the entire time.
I know I'm just messing. But well, no duh. He speaks out of that. He's gotta speak out of his mouth, you know.
Yes, thank you, Karnak.
You're welcome, buddy.
The queen looks over at you and realizes you guys had been, uh, you had met the queen at the beginning of the day, and you had gotten dressed up for it, and then were immediately let loose to explore the city. Whereas Merlin and Sam just walked around and, are still fine. Karnak is covered in
Karnak, I
filth
was gonna say,
because he
Karnak's
was.
is in
Of
filth,
course
and
he is.
Karnak's covered in filth, and his new clothes are in tatters.
Since he's, out at the training field all day with the other guards. So he's, got massive pit stains, and,
Dirt just caked.
yeah, there's a bit of dirt and dust caked on, like, uh and like scuff marks and stuff. The queen actually, like, eyes you and notices how dirty you are. She
Karnak,
rolls her eyes and waves her hand, and
did you not think to wash up before
a,
you got here?
a little, like,
Well,
gust of wind kind of passes over you, Karnak, and the uh like a lot of the seams on your clothes are still, like, a little loose from how, much you were stretching the shirt, but the pit stains are gone, the scuff marks and dirt and dust are gone, and you smell like citrus.
what happened to my smell? Why do I smell so weird?
It's like just a little prestidigitation.
Karnak, I do believe they call that being clean.
Not in anywhere I've been.
As is evidenced by
Queen sighs and just motions for the guard captain to continue. He says, "So we have several ambush points we could set up to capture him. However, we only have one containment cell, right, Queen?" And she says, like, "Yes, I was only able to complete the one in time." He's like, "So we're gonna have to communicate well to and stay on alert for him, so we can bring the containment cell to wherever he is.
Is there any way we could alert each other easier? Like with a communications device, or are we just going to have to scream?
The queen kind of like looks off to the side and is like, I knew I should have finished those. And the captain looks over at her and says, like, what do you mean, my lady? And she says, I have some messaging, spells of sending devices.
AOL Messenger. I knew I should have coded it.
AOL message.
Oh my god.
The queen, kind of puts her head in her hands for a second and says, something to think about later. For now, let us mull over any ideas we may have and eat. And, she, picks up her plate and takes a few things off the center trays and then begins to eat. Like a proper queen should. And I'll say, Merlin, you know enough about just general etiquette to not have any issues.
Yay.
And
And here comes the trouble.
and Sam,
Can I just
No.
copy off of Merlin?
I was gonna say,
copy his
like, how civilized was your village?
I mean, we invented utensils.
Okay.
Yay.
So yeah, it's like you're like looking down, it's like you're a little overwhelmed with all the amount of utensils because there's more than one knife and more than one fork and more than one spoon and everything.
Yeah,
And
we had rudimentary.
When I just nudge at him and be like, and I'm like, just like motion
It's
to be like, copy me. Essentially.
I was gonna say, like, Sam, like, you're smart enough to know you don't know what you're doing, but you should probably copy what Merlin and the Queen and the Captain are doing.
Okay, good.
Like-
I won't be eating with my hands.
And Karnak,
That might be you.
Oh,
now Karnak,
Yeah.
You take.
I
a bite
will
out of the
ask,
plate.
do you just start grabbing things with your hands?
100%.
God.
We don't
Of
in the
course.
war band. We don't eat any other way than just.
I
like,
love how you are gonna be the cause of most of our issues here.
What do
I
you
love it.
mean? I think he's doing fine already.
What do you mean? He's got so
So-
many buddies already.
Exactly.
So you see, there's lots of food before you. Bread rolls, big slabs of roast ham and stuff like that. And you just grab a fucking drumstick off the giant baked bird and just start eating it with your hands.
Yeah.
The queen, kind of like stops her food, like cutting her food and looks at you. Guard captain, the same. Just kind of like freeze. They look at each other for a second. The guard just kind of shrugs, and then they go back to eating.
Oh, so you said there was just the knight captain there, or are there other guards that are there?
So there's the one guard that's posted at the door, like a sentry, but the only other guard is the knight captain.
And Salim left, right?
And Celine walked into the kitchen before the queen arrived. Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna be like, "Excuse me, Mr. Queen or Mrs. Queen."
Oh, this is
That's in,
great.
that's in character. That's absolutely in character.
The queen like pauses and she looks up and she's like, "Yes, Karnak, was it?"
Yeah, Karnak. Hello. So, or Bude. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say.
I'm
So,
I'm already
She
going.
just she just raises an eyebrow at that, and motions with her hand for you to continue.
I'm already
So-
face palming.
So I met your I met your buddies in the hall.
My buddies?
Yeah, your buddy. She's mad. She floats. Salim.
She
Do you
pauses and
remember her
says,
name?
Oh, yeah, he remembers
Joaquin.
He remembers most people's
Joaquin.
names. Just
Joaquin.
her,
Phoenix.
both her eyebrows raise, and she said, I wasn't aware she was here.
oh yeah, no, that's my buddy. Me and her we were talking. I was telling her about everything. She's pretty cool. They're pretty cool. My buddies.
It,
Sure. Just
The queen just like, okay.
Aneurysm.
Weirdo.
she says like, okay, that makes sense. She looks up at you and just, anything else?
Yeah. So we I don't know if they said this out later or earlier today, but what's with the giant statue people when we came in?
What statue people?
When we came into the city, there was these giant statues, and I told Sam right here, I was like, look at the statue, they look like people. And he's told me I was crazy. I know I saw the statue people.
Karnak, what are you? You're still on about that.
You
Well,
mean the turrets on my castle?
Yeah, can they move? Are they robots?
What's a robot, Karnak?
How would you know what robots
What is
are?
that? What is that word?
Well, my mama told me when I was very little.
Are you telling me hold on. Are you telling me the orcs have like stories of robots?
Well, I mean, I'm half human. I would assume
Humans don't have robots. Humans have like golems.
Oh well, okay. Well, I'm correction, not robot golems.
There
Like,
you go.
are they golems?
No,
So they can't move.
no.
Oh, that's very anticlimactic.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry, Karnak, but you can't
Garnak,
do that.
would you like to make an insight check to see if she's lying or not?
No, I mean, I got no reason to think she's lying.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm sorry, Karnak, but you can't be buddies with
Well,
with the castle.
I just wanted to play with them,
Oh my god.
Playing with them, if they were able to move, they'd be hundreds of meters tall. They'd crush you.
I
Well,
just
I
look
mean-
over. I look over to the queen and I just say, like I just say quietly, please don't encourage him. Like, please don't encourage him, Your
I
Majesty.
mean, we could play with each other? We could go catch the Mr. the Bird.
Oh no.
Mr. the Bird.
Yep, he stole our rock because we've been talking about him the entire time.
I
Sam
assumed.
Sam just sighs as he just starts eating his food again.
The entire time, I would say Merlin, you're like sitting on like the other side of the table. You notice the other like the sentry, freaking hold like he's putting his hand to his mouth, like trying not to like snicker.
Yeah, I'm just like I said, I am just like groaning and going like I hate this guy. I'm looking at Karnak trying to mouth the words "shut up" the
What
entire time.
Merlin, be quiet. I'm trying to have a conversation here.
I wasn't saying any. No, I'm not
or
saying. I'm
M.
mouthing it.
That's what I'm
mouthing
saying.
the words.
Or I'm gonna just be like, M, what are you trying to say? I can't read lips. I know I'm
He can't
smart.
read words.
Oh my!
He can't read words. You think he can read lips?
I'm like, please just drop the entire conversation.
I'm trying to work here. I don't interrupt it when you talk.
You actually
I
you
work
do.
here.
Try to do.
You
I
quite
do
often
work.
actually.
Name one instance and when I do that. Exactly.
Back at okay, you didn't even just now actually.
You just proved the point, but okay, whatever.
Okay, so Mrs.
I'm having an aneurysm right now.
Mrs. the Queen. So
There it is.
Oh God, my head.
No, go ahead.
so
Yeah, but
She, motions for you to continue.
so okay, so you said you have the one little box thingy that's gonna capture him. Why can't we
Yes,
just tackle him?
because he's capable of teleportation spells.
he's done it in front of us.
Karnak, I'm about
So-
to suggest a Looney Tunes trap with like a stick and a carrot.
No, Karnak actually has a genius idea. So why don't we just,
You
as a
tackle
great
like a Pokemon.
as a great wizard, I require magic. Why don't we just get rid of the magic in the area?
That is precisely part of the containment cell.
Okay, so we just do that and then I tackle him. I don't know if you noticed, but as a great wizard, I'm very strong.
The
And he keeps referring to himself as a great wizard in third person as if he's a fucking wizard. But you know what? Whatever.
Karnak, you can't just do that
she
over a
she puts
barrier.
her cutlery down and says, she starts gesticulating with talking to you. We can't deploy an anti. We can't make an anti-magic zone over the bazaar because it would be much too large an area to do so and would render many things in the bazaar like without magic, which is very troublesome for both the people there, and the merchants, and my city's coffers.
What does this have to do with dead people?
Okay, hold on.
The
Karnak,
treasury, not a coffin.
Oh.
Karnak, it would be too expensive and it would hurt people.
Oh. So how many places can these people come in? Like, we came in through one way. Is there like a back door or like a side entrance?
There are several entrances to the city. However, knowing Chu, he will almost certainly try and set up in the bazaar again.
So why don't we just seal off all the entrances and then just have the zone in the one entrance? Like how my uncle.
Because it is too large.
Okay.
That's precisely what the box is for. You find him, and then we set the trap off next to him, and then he is stuck inside the containment cell, which has an anti-magic zone in it.
Karnak. Is the queen your buddy, Karnak?
I mean, I guess she's my buddy's buddy, so
So are you gonna trust your buddy's plans?
maybe.
I think you should.
You think so? Okay, buddy.
Now, quiet down and get back to eating so we can go to bed.
Okay.
Thank you. Sam's like starts eating again.
The queen looks at Karnak expectantly, waiting for the next fucking stupid question.
Oh, dude, I
And
was
after-
so tempted to say something else.
And it doesn't come in the next 10 seconds. She picks up her cutlery again and goes back to eating. And after a couple minutes, like continued silence,
Karnak wants to raise his
everybody-
hand.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying like out of character. Karnak just raises his hand because
Okay.
he's just awkward. It's awkwardly silent, and he's not used to that.
The queen notices the movement and her eyes move up. Yes, Karnak.
Why is this so silent?
Because no one is talking because we're eating.
We'll see where I come from. We're all talking, laughing. Somebody like
Karnak,
makes a joke.
Karnak's already eaten all of his food.
Yeah, I'm like
'Cause
halfway through.
He's just been like wolfing it down.
Nobody is speaking because I gave you all the instructions to enjoy dinner and also think over any ideas we might have to better capture Chu.
Who's Chu? I'm saying this to
The
Sam. I'm not saying this to the.
Aarakocra.
I'm saying this to Sam. Like, just who's Chu?
Okay.
So Sam just kind of leans over. Is like, "That's the bird that stole our rock."
Oh, okay. Um. So Merlin, why don't you get out the map and just show her? Like, we can see where he is, can we?
No. That was just the Lady of the Woods showed us at the time. We don't have an active map of his location.
Okay. I'm gonna just go back to just sitting down now.
It's okay, Karnak. You didn't know. Sam just kind of like pats him on the shoulder.
So after, a couple minutes go by, eventually, everybody's gone back to eating, and eventually the door to like the entrance of the banquet hall opens. You see a slightly out of breath Peregrine like open the doors, and he's like, "Salmon, there you are." And, like looking at Karnak.
I'm gonna just look up and be like, "Hey," and just start waving.
Hey, Mr. the Butler.
And Mr. the Butler.
Bidet.
Where have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you.
I went to the fighting pits, the training. I tested out my new wand. It works beautifully.
It works bodaciously.
He doesn't know that word that big.
Yeah, I know.
Too many syllables. Really, then I was with Derek. I told him how I knew another Derek. And I was with Carl. And the rest of the guys, we drank, we fought. And
I meant, he like stops you. He's like, I meant, how did you get past me in the castle? There's only one entrance.
I just walked in. I saw some lady. I thought I saw Salim. I thought it was Sam. I came chasing.
She's here. Of course she is.
Came chasing, and then I found her, and then we walked here. She led me here.
He, walks over. Like he catches his breath. He walks over next to the queen, and queen like leans over and like whispers something in his ear, and he nods his head and says, "Of course, my lady," and he begins to. And he opens the door to the kitchen and walks away.
That Mr. the Butler.
And then after a couple more minutes of silence, unless Karnak, you want to interrupt again?
He's just feeling awkward right now.
Okay. So after, everybody's finished eating, the two chefs come back in, followed by the butler, and they begin to clear away the dishes, and then come back with some after meal drinks and stuff like that. A couple bottles of fine wines and ales, and they put a couple goblets out for everybody, and then the chefs leave again. This time both the queen and you, like Merlin, you notice the queen and Peregrine are both giving what that same chef the stink eye for a second.
Can I just interject real quick with the wine? Sam like picks the goblet up and like sniffs at it a little bit, sticks his tongue in it, and just like makes like the most disgusted face because he just hates wine for like no fucking reason because he's never had it before.
Dude, Karnak just grabs the ale. He doesn't even try.
Sam,
Queen just sighs watching you. The guard once again looking at her and just shrugging. And then Peregrine just standing by the queen's side. And after the queen takes a sip of the wine, she puts the glass back down and is like, "So, has everyone had a moment to think? Any new ideas?"
I mean, would there be any way to lure him to a specific area? More market stalls to hide amongst?
He turns to the guard captain. He says, He, if I remember correctly in the reports, we found him operating in the same area a couple of times, although he never sticks in the same area for long.
I mean, if there's an empty booth somewhere and like in the middle of a crowded area, surely he tried to hide in plain sight.
That's the thing. I'm trying to remember. He like turns to the sentry posted in the room. He's like, "You there? Go give me the reports about about you. They should be on my desk." And he takes a key off his key ring and like throws it at the guard, and he like drops his spear in his fumble to catch it, and he catches the key, but then the spear just clatters the ground, and he kind of winces a little, picks up his spear and walks off.
I'm gonna
Really
lean over.
inspires confidence.
I'm gonna look over to Sam and be like, "Look at this dummy."
Come on, Doc, that's not nice.
You're right. I'm better than that. Look at this
Say he's-
imbecile.
Wait, did you say imbecile?
Yeah.
Come on, Doc, that's your buddy, isn't he?
I don't know that guy.
Yeah, I thought you were friends with all the gods.
No. Although they look the same, though. He might be. If it's Carl, then maybe.
Guard captain like puts his hand on his fin and is like in deep thought, and is like, if I remember correctly, he usually sticks around, like no matter where he, like which stall he sets up at. He usually goes. It's always a place with at least. It's usually by some kind of intersection, if I remember correctly. After a couple more minutes, the other guard comes back with a sheaf of papers, hands them to the captain. He looks through them. And he's like, yeah, always by certain intersections that have easy getaway spots. Thank you for that, Michael.
Well, that makes sense considering.
But luring. The queen kind of like looks off to the side for a moment and then says, "I might have something I can prepare to influence him or lead him in a certain direction. Yes, I think I could prepare something tonight." And Peregrine just kind of like sighs and rolls his eyes. He's like, "Are you once again not going to get any sleep, my queen?" She says, "I'll be fine."
While they're doing that, like they're having a conversation, Karnak's gonna like secretly take out his like rock and try and lick it.
Sam Sam's
So-
like taking another like sip, trying to take another sip of the wine, just like grossed out. Happens to look over at Karnak as he does it.
Fucking captain like looks up just to the nick of time to catch you kind of like weirdly hunched over, like you're trying to hide
Thumbs to the
something
side.
with your body, your face like kind of sticking out with like you're like holding this rock and like deer in headlights just kind of like freeze when you lock eyes with him. It's like he his face just kind of like morphs into like this like look of just blank shock and disgust, like what?
I'm gonna like just
Karnak,
gesture like you wanna lick. Like
He just shakes his head no slowly and looks back down at the papers and just
Karnak, you're gonna get kicked out.
it's
just
not my
continues
fault.
to look
Ow.
through the papers. He puts them down and just puts his head in his hands.
Karnak, can you rock it up? Wait till after dinner.
I wanted a good taste.
You've got food.
Okay, but that doesn't mean I can't have two tastes.
The Queen and Peregrine finish their conversation. The Queen sees you holding the rock. You're no longer like about to lick it or anything, I assume.
Yeah, no, I'm
But when she sees you holding it, she kind of like looks at it for a second. She kind of gives it a rather quizzical look. She's like, "Where did you get that stone?"
You mean my lick rock?
Lick? What?
Yeah, it tastes like polished.
Barring the fact that you apparently lick this rock, I meant, where did you get it?
Um uh I
The
don't know.
the Fey lady in the forest of trees.
No, you got it from two.
I thought we did.
I thought we got it from the blacksmith. That's why I didn't
Oh
say
no,
it.
no, we did get it from. Yeah. We got
It
it.
was one of the items that he left behind.
I believe
The pigeon left it.
we looted it from the Eric Cocker's stand. Yeah,
Liberated.
looted.
She looks at it again, and Merlin, you notice like her eyes begin to glow briefly, and you notice like she's using some magical sense spell to like properly like study the stone. And
Yeah.
she looks up at you and she says, and or she looks at Karnak and she says, and what does this stone do
Well, other than
besides taste like polish?
taste good, it also they said it got rid of tigers, but I don't know what a tiger is, so but I'll never have to see one.
She like looks down at it again. She's like, uh-huh. That is, I suppose there are dumber scams he could pull. That object is cursed. It doesn't it repels tigers in the sense that as so long as you are not carrying it with you, you will be hounded by tigers.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
Oh no! I just start busting. I actually just start busting out laughing.
I don't know why you're laughing. He's in our party.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
and we don't
it's
have
not
the
targeting.
zone on us.
It's not targeting us. So
No, you are all with him.
It
I
absolutely
wouldn't be
is targeting us.
surprised if the curse also applied to you. I would recommend either not separating for long periods of time while outside any city's walls,
God.
I was about to
or
say,
allow me to break the curse on that item.
Will it still taste good?
Daniel, I hope you know.
Yes.
Daniel, I hope you know. As soon as she said, "I would recommend you not separating for long periods of time," I was about to have Sam reply, "Oh, well, that's good that we were separated all day today."
That's what I was thinking. That's why I started laughing. I was like, they really could have been attacked by a tiger at any moment. Karnak's good. He ain't never getting rid of that rock. You gonna pry it from his cold dead hands.
Yes, I suppose getting rid of the
Please get rid
curse would
of
be
this.
for the best.
She says, and like she stops for a second and she thinks like, how you said you looted it from his stand, I assume when he
Fled, yes.
fled. And did you all identify it, or
Did we identify it? No.
no?
We brought it to a store.
And he presumably touched it to identify it.
Oh no!
I'm sure he's fine.
We just got someone killed.
No, he's not dead yet.
Wait, that means we killed Derek. I only
Is
know
that
one Derek now.
That is
wasn't
not
Derek. That wasn't
Derek.
Derek.
There was a random, like that was just a guy who ran an apothecary shop who also like identifies magical items. Like he identified the potions you all got.
I'm not
Oh,
worried
shit.
then.
Wait, didn't the forest lady touch it or no?
No,
I mean, even
No.
if she did,
Oh, she'd probably fine though.
no,
yeah.
she absolutely did touch it because
No, she didn't. She touched the necklace
I
because
was just saying, didn't she? Like, I had her give it. I had you give it to her, and then
he didn't give it to her though. I was still mad at y'all at that point because y'all killed the ogre.
yeah, that was trying to kill us. My
Allegedly.
bad. Well, allegedly,
Allegedly.
it threw a tree at me and did 14
Okay,
damage.
and we did what, 90 something? It was probably not 90 something. It was like
It
an ogre has
deserved,
like barely 60 health,
Oh,
if I
let's say-
remember correctly.
it was like
deserved
40,
what
50.
it got. It deserved what it got. Okay,
According to who?
Anyways.
according to me. Okay, but continue.
I'm sure he's fine.
Queen like kind of like pinches the bridge of her nose and she like rubs her eyes for a second and just, will you send someone to, and the guard captain like says that, yes, I'll message the patrols over there.
He hasn't been mauled by a tiger.
It's like I know he's not technically not under my jurisdiction, but it would
But
be
these guys are morons. She can say
it's
it.
like,
Yeah.
no, she's talking about the guy you got cursed.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Hey,
I know he's
didn't
not
do
under our
anything.
protection, but like these guys are morons, and they got him cursed.
Yeah.
That was all Sam and M's doing. Karnak
What do
had
you mean?
Karnak just wanted to lick it. He didn't care about what magic powers he had.
She sighs and she's like, I don't even know where you encounter a tiger on this continent.
So
Well, I
he
suppose
should be fine.
I suppose that's good news for him.
No, but it's the properties of the curse. It will create tigers to
Oh,
attack those who are cursed and not holding it.
Okay,
that sure is Ooh.
Outside of character, sorry to like derail it, but we technically have an XP farm on our hands.
Yeah, isn't it good that you guys
the
decided to
infinite
do,
No,
do
we
fucking
just we
milestone?
decided to do milestones. So yeah, we
I'm
have
like,
an XP grinder for no fucking reason.
the infinite tiger glitch.
I would say, I'd say if you
Infinite
kill
rations.
I'd say if you kill 1,000 tigers, that's a milestone right there.
Every 500 tigers,
You
it's a
wanna?
level.
Why would you want to fight 1,000 times?
I think
Let me actually look up how much XP a fucking tiger gives you.
No.
It is challenge rating 1. It gives you 200 XP.
Ah, dude, we could get like 20 in like 3 days.
No. Considering that it will spawn multiple tigers at a time, and they have 37 hit points,
It's like
and their gimmicks are being ambush predators.
We just do it in an open field
open field during the day.
during bidet.
It doesn't even matter. You're not doing.
We're doing
XP.
milestones, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but Daniel, infinite ration glitch.
Yep, never go hungry.
Infinite ration glitch.
Infinite rations. I could start a coat
You know-
farm.
Yeah, no,
fucking-
Daniel, we could start we could do our isekai where we start up a restaurant.
Yep.
And
You know,
restaurant
tiger
and
meat
clothes.
tastes terrible, right?
Yeah, because
Okay,
they're
but the-
predators.
But the clothing looks good. I'm gonna sell tiger fur jackets.
That's a good
rugs,
point. That is a good point.
I will say the item doesn't make real tigers as well.
Okay, so when it dies, does it poof or does they stay?
Yeah, kind of.
It goes poof, basically.
So
that sucks.
if I just stay in like a silence bubble, the tiger goes into it. It'll just disappear.
No.
Yes,
It'll just be mute.
it'll just be true. Actually,
But we're in an anti-magic zone. The
if I
tiger
if I go into silence, nobody can hear me scream as I'm getting mauled by the tiger.
Karnak definitely won't notice with his -1 in most things.
I will say it's like you should probably just let.
Yeah, we're absolutely going.
we're definitely getting this curse removed.
Fucking
I
hell.
think it's funny. I say we keep it.
No.
Karnak could be safe. I don't know about the
Karnak,
rest of y'all.
Kana, can you please wipe off the rock and pass it to the queen?
Wait, she had to. So she like actually touch it.
But
She has to touch it to break the curse, yes.
Okay, fine. Okay.
do I have to?
Yes.
Unless you want us to get mauled by a tiger.
But this
You don't
way
want
it
your
repels tiger.
Wait, what did you just say?
But it repels the tiger.
She says, she like kind of like waves her hand at you for a second, Karnak. She's like, Karnak,
Okay.
if you ever lose it, which you may,
You would.
just saying, if you ever lose it, you will then be constantly attacked by tigers. Which I'm sure you would relish the challenge, but you'd never ever get a break. And it wouldn't go away until you find the rock again or die to the tigers.
You know,
Karnak?
Daniel, I know this is like I know he probably has a way to break out of it or like break the curse. But what if we just threw it at Chew and then took it back?
Wait,
and then
no.
then ran away.
Wouldn't Chu technically also be affected by this curse?
No,
We
he
got
probably
it.
has a way to. He probably has a way to get around it.
Okay, so
He like
It's
does.
not-
I'm pretty. He has a bunch of magical items on him. So.
I was making the joke of what if we just threw it at him and then took it back? Because then he touched it, and then now he has to fight tigers for the rest of time.
I mean, I'm sure he could break it the same way. He
Yeah,
broke
no,
it this time.
absolutely.
So I'm
That's
gonna
why I was making a
reluctantly
little joke.
give her. I'm gonna reluctantly give her the rock.
Make sure you wipe it off first.
Why?
The queen does not want to touch your spit.
Yeah, she like, as she like begins to reach for it, she like, pulls her hand back at the last second, like noticing your fucking saliva covering it. She says,
Yeah, okay, and I'm gonna just wipe it on my
Liter-
shirt.
Literally like dripping off of it.
I'm gonna just wipe it on my shirt,
he picks
Yeah,
up
any day.
like napkin, grabs it with it. She says like she turns her head slightly and says, Peregrine, and he says, of course, and he waves his hand, and your fucking saliva stain on your shirt goes away. And she reaches into the folds of her dress and pulls out that same pair of goggles that Peregrine like sees this like she puts them over her eyes and looks at them for a second, and she pulls out another device on the other from like a different fold in her dress. He sighs again. She it begins like sparking, and wisps of magic float off of it. And after a couple zaps, the rock begins to like glow a bit, and like kind of like oil on water, and then it shatters, leaving the stone is still intact. The film around it shattered.
For a
And,
second,
like,
Karnak
I was gonna say
freaks out.
Karnak would have been devastated.
He like freaks out for a second and then sees the rock still there, and like is like has a giant sigh of relief.
And then she wraps it back up in the like napkin. She hands it back over to, or she passes it over to Karnak. Says, there, the curse on the stone is broken. You three are still afflicted, though.
Yeah, wonderful.
That's great.
I
I'm gonna just
believe,
lick the rock.
of course you are. Hold on, give me a sec.
Does
Where,
Carlos
what
just
is-
like just start licking the rock again?
I'm gonna lick it and then look over to Sam and be like, "You want to take a lick? I don't think this tastes the same."
I'm good, buddy.
he turns to Merlin and asks, like, do you know remove curse?
No.
He says, okay. Hmm.
Give me a few. I need a few more levels. I need a few more levels to that one.
She takes off her goggles and puts the device she used and puts them back on like the folds of her dress, and Peregrine flicks his tongue at her and like kind of like looks away in annoyance, and she thinks for a moment. She's like, believe. You said, she turns to Karnak, is like, you said Celine was here?
Yep. She called you by a weird name though.
I wouldn't be surprised if she did. If we can find her, we may. I believe she knows the spell. Yes, yeah, that should work. She turns to Peregrine and says, would you fetch her? And he, bows and says, of course, my lady. He walks into the kitchen. And then, like, a couple, you hear, like, a scuffle and, like, a male voice, like, shouting. It's like, hey, what are you, what? And Peregrine opens the door, dragging one of the chefs by, like, the arm. And he says, like, would you please cast remove curse on our three guests? The chef says, what do you mean? I don't know remove curse. I'm just a chef. And he gives her the stink eye and it's like, I know. It's like, we know that's you, Celine. The chef just like, ah. And then the illusion fades away and you see that it's Celine. She's like, Fine, ruin all my fun for the night.
Buddy, that was awesome.
So he's like, and I would have been even better if they didn't find out. And then she, she like lifts her hands and like a bunch of yellow sparks start flying between her fingers. And then she shoots the sparks towards you three in like rapid succession. And the same
Finger guns.
no, she's like flicking water at you guys type thing.
Oh.
And the sparks are like covering you guys, and then they eventually fizzle out, and you don't feel any different. But she turns to the queen. All right, I cast it. Am I good now? It's like, can I go back to having fun?
Like, go
She says-
pretend to be a chef again.
She says, yes, go do whatever it is you were doing before, I guess. And she, kind of, pinches the bridge of her nose again, rubs her eyes, and, Celine says, thank you. And then she, turns into a chef again, and then walks back into the kitchen.
I'm gonna be like, bye, buddies.
But these with an S when it's just one. Okay, what? No, I don't even know why.
Chef,
people.
wa-
What are you talking about?
Chef waves like flippantly, like how Celine left the room before, just kind of waving over her shoulder as she walks back in.
All right, so I look at the queen and I go, my lady. Question: who is she?
Yes.
My
She
buddy.
is. She is an old ally of mine, and a dear friend. Although she is rather incorrigible. She kind of like gets like a lost look in her eye, like clearly she's like remembering some infinitely obnoxious prank that still annoys her to this day, type thing.
I'm gonna raise my hand and be like, can she make me into a chef too?
Yes, she probably could.
I feel for you. All right, that was a thing. So we're no longer cursed, at least. That's a positive, right, guys?
I don't
Yeah.
feel any different.
I mean-
That's, the curse didn't actually debilitate you in any way. It just made it so if you ever weren't holding the rock, you would be attacked by tigers.
Yeah,
Okay.
that guy is probably dead.
I hope you know
mean-
that went all over Karnak's head. She was using a lot of big words.
She turns to you, Merlin, and says, are you referring to Chu? Or that poor merchant?
The poor guy who we had touched this rock. Also, Chew.
Well, I'm sure Chu, considering it was in his possession, he was smart enough to know that you wouldn't be cursed unless you directly touched it at some point. So I wouldn't be surprised if he, if he got cursed at some point, uncursed himself, and then just realized always handle it with like a cloth or something. But yes, that merchant that identified it for you, he is probably not leaving his shop in a long time. Yes, you might want to get on that sending spell soon, God. Captain. And he says, yeah, he takes a ring out of his pocket and like places it on his finger, and then
So
just
Daniel's question about the about the magical tigers.
yes.
How often is this? Like, how often does a new tiger show up?
If I remember correctly, it doesn't specify. It just says like you will like forever be plagued by tigers.
Okay, but if you had to guess.
I mean, I'd say it'd probably be like you're attacked at least once a day type thing.
I would like to take this moment to remind everybody that we've been gone for a week.
That is true.
Yeah, no, it's like if like the tigers have probably like been prowling around his shop type thing. Like they come out of like the forest.
I would really like to believe that he's the only one that can see them.
Fucking schizo tigers.
Yeah. If you die to the tiger, you die in real life.
So wait, does that mean we have set on a tiger infestation on a poor town?
That only one man can see. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I will say, like, the place is crawling with adventurer types. Like, they could probably deal with, a couple tigers every day.
true.
If they could see them.
I was gonna say if they could see them.
That is true.
Well,
Okay.
I
So,
blame Karnak.
Okay.
you saying that in character or out?
Yes.
Be like, why you blaming me? I didn't do anything. Y'all were the
Okay,
ones who
here-
wanted
he-
to identify the rock.
Here is the exact description of the rock that keeps tigers away. A merchant offers the players this item early in the campaign, claiming it repels tigers when held. From then on, anytime the players are traveling without carrying the stone, tigers will randomly show up and ambush them out of the blue.
Ah,
It's not like it is a certainty that they will show up at some point all the fucking time.
So that means at some point during y'all walk, y'all were met with tigers.
No, because we were always together.
Not today.
I will say it shouldn't it should be like while you're out, like not in like a civilized area.
Ah.
That's what I was thinking. It's like anytime you guys are outside of like civilization, if you don't have the rock, you will be hunted by tigers.
Unless this rock getting stolen, it's always going to be on Karnak. Has
See,
nothing to
that's
do with the tiger thing.
See, that's exactly why the queen like said like you should, like if you ever like you could probably break the curse because it will probably get stolen given that we're dealing with a fucking apparent master thief right now.
You stolen one rock from Karnak. Fooled me once. Shame on me. Fooled me twice. Shame on you. Fooled me thrice.
Can't get fooled again.
I was gonna say it's got to be the George Bush quote: "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, can't get fooled again."
Okay, so the queen and all of them are still sitting there, I'm guessing.
Yes, we're everybody's still at the banquet table, sipping drinks and like thinking things over. The guard captain still like kind of he watched like some of the goings ons, but it was still like looking back down at his reports, confirming details about Chu. He like looks up after skimming the last page and says, "Okay, I have some ideas of where we should." Michael, what the fuck did you send me a picture of?
I made dumplings.
What? That's fucking molten magma. Jesus Christ. Okay. The guard captain like looks up it says like, all right, so I've narrowed it down to 2 places he could be, or he likely would show up to set up stalls. Although it might be better. There is no matter which intersection he likes to set up at, he will have to pass through a specific road or a specific path to get there. So I say we set up the ambush point there and like hide between some of the stalls, waiting for any Arakakra. Or I guess just anybody wearing, similar ridiculous clothes. We, like, no matter who it is, we stop them to question them to determine if they are him or not. The queen nods at this and says, "Yes, that sounds like a good idea."
If I may add something to the plan,
Queen and Captain look at you.
we should come up with an excuse for stopping people, because we don't want to drive him off.
I mean, and the queen says, "Well, there's plenty of excuse. We're searching for a wanted fugitive, and also the bazaar is technically, it is legal in its illegality. I do not have jurisdiction there because of its location outside of my city walls. However, I do have the right to patrol it for contraband, as it is often sold right there, and that contraband cannot be allowed into my city. So knowing his arrogance, I know he will be cautious of, of random searches, but he will not stop them."
Eh.
She like looks around expectantly, like waiting, like seeing if any of you have anything to ask or add on.
Nope.
The captain like says like, "All right, so I will assemble a squad of guards, and we will begin setting up the ambush at first light." And he turns to the queen and is like, "I will take my leave for now, my lady." And she says, "Yes, you are free to go." And he, nods and gets up, grabs like the goblet, like drains the last of his wine, puts it down, and then puts his helmet on and walks out. Queen turns to you all and says, "Then, if we have nothing further to discuss, you are free to retire to your rooms and prepare for the coming battle."
Okay, I need to go sharpen my wand.
Sharpen your.
Yes, you go do that. She, stands, and then she turns and walks into the kitchen. She says, the door closes, but you can still hear, like, the slightly muffled shouting, like, "Celine!" Voice of that chef going, "Ah!" and like a clatter of like pots and pans and shit. Peregrine just kind of like sighs and is like, "I will lead you all to your rooms, if you would." And he, walks over to the banquet, like the hall doors, and opens them and says, "If you would follow me."
Okay, yeah, we at least Sam does follows him.
Yeah, no, Karnak's behind, just, scratching his stomach, because, my man just ate, what, a whole turkey?
The
counting
Peregrine
on his fingers, practicing counting to 10.
Peregrine eyes your clothes, Karnak, and notices like all the like loose seams and stuff.
Probably
And
the
he,
stains, too.
no, the stains are all clean because like they used prestidigitation several times on you. But what that didn't do was like these are still like proper dress clothes. They're not for exercising in. And so the seams are all like a bit stretched out and worn because you were moving around in them a lot. So he like looks you up and down, sighs, and then
What's wrong, Mr. the Butler?
he says, "You ruined your clothes. Just
What'd I do?
don't exercise in them again, please." And he like kind of puts his hands like on your clothes and begins like running his hands over the seams to like cast mending on them. And he says, "From now on, if you are to ever do anything strenuous, please just wear your normal adventuring clothes.
Please just get naked.
That's exactly what I was going to do if he didn't say that.
Just wear your loincloth and leather armor and stuff, please."
Okay.
I'm assuming Merlin is also following along. Merlin, I assume you are following Peregrine back to your rooms.
Watching the
Yeah.
animes and focus.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm following.
Okay. Again, begins leading you through the like long maze of corridors.
Did you
And
make a map of the
event
castle?
no. I probably should, but at the same time, I don't plan on having any fights happen here, so
I can change that real quick.
Alright, Karnak, roll initiative. We're fighting Peregrine.
Mr. the
you
Butler's
don't want to
about
do
teach
that.
me.
I feel like that butler would murder us.
He's about
Yeah,
to
you
teach
don't
me
want
how
to
to
do that.
count and how to fight. We roll.
Peregrine's level 20. He casts a wish and we stop existing.
He actually casts disintegration.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, I'm assuming a wizard or something like that. He could use prestidigitation. That word.
Vegetation.
The clean
Yes.
spell. So.
But yes, Peregrine leads you back up to your rooms. He, unlocks each door and opens them for you all. Waves you in. Oh God. Shut up.
I'm gonna put that in the video.
Please do. What the fucking hell? All right. And so he opens the door for you all, bids you each good night and closes each door, and you hear the soft click of his heels as he walks away. And you guys are each in your rooms for the night. But again, you guys have anything you want to get up to during the night, or do you just want to, like, I guess, bathe and sleep?
Nah, I've had my bath for the month.
Fair enough.
I
Yes, I'm going
made to
to
go to
bathe
bed.
and sleep. Yeah.
All right. You you don't, Karnak, you don't like wander the castle or anything?
I don't know. He's thinking about it. But
I mean, would you like to put that up to chance and like roll for it?
yeah, I can. He he's in between getting a like sneaking out and getting a late night snack and just going to sleep. So I'd roll just a D2?
Just, I mean, I was gonna say like roll a d20.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you after everybody's turned in for the night, the it's quiet, uh, dead of night, and Karnak, you're like lying in bed, and you realize like you're still hungry. You want a midnight snack, and you're not great. You're not the smartest guy. Probably not great with directions, but you do remember the general direction that the kitchen should be in. So you start wandering.
I stealthily wandering.
You want to give me a stealth check?
I'm not trying to get caught. 20.
Motherfucker. Oh my god.
Critical success.
Okay.
I'm the stealthiest person in the building.
Why does he always roll high on the stealth checks?
I don't know. It's
I
just who
wouldn't
I
be.
am.
I will say, Brandon,
Yep.
I'm low key really sad that you didn't make your character like a bugbear or something, because they do have a natural advantage for stealth, and they are basically just hairy orcs. Because you can
gonna
do
make
so
a-
much stupid shit.
I'm gonna make a bugbear assassin rogue next time.
Make a bugbear paladin. It's gonna offset the fact that he's wearing heavy armor.
So, Michael, I did have an idea for a bugbear that is a paladin, or that is a barbarian, and like has just enough levels in rogue to have like a really good sneak attack.
Yeah, I could do that.
Oh, oh my god.
I get
But
kidnapped by a mad scientist. Instead of the other half on orc is no longer human. It's bugbear.
Karnak, you comically tiptoeing about, and despite how your bulky frame and your frankly horrible technique, you are silent as a mouse, and you're creeping around each corridor, and you get closer to I'll say you are close in proximity to the kitchen, but you are still like pretty lost. It's like a pretty big castle, lots of like I said, the place is practically a fucking maze. And with your stealth check, you come across, or rather, you're tiptoeing along, and you hear some harsh whispers just down the hallway.
I just imagine like the James, like that the stealth music from like the Pink Panther or whatever.
Oh, the fucking nice sneaky snitch.
As you just see like this giant dude just tiptoeing with
Oh
Hands
my
on the
god.
wall, like just.
Hands on both walls.
Yep.
The fucking like the little the noise
Yeah.
of tiptoeing.
Like cartoonish tiptoeing noise.
Fucking Scooby Doo ass shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But you hear some harsh whispering off to the off down a hallway you're about to walk past, and you stop, and you kind of peek your head around from the corner, and you see down the hallway, uh, illuminated by the moonlight, you see the butler Peregrine whispering very heartily towards a figure that's a bit taller than him, but that's not much of an accomplishment. Remember, he is barely 5 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think I have him at like 4'8" or something like that. But this figure is like you can't tell anything about this other figure. Just that they're like maybe a head and a half taller than Peregrine, and they are wearing a completely white cloak.
What am I
You
like? He's a part of like the KKK or something like that?
no, like a hooded cloak, not fucking, not the pointed hood, but
I
like
was
a
gonna say,
regular traveler's
making it
hood.
worse. You're just making it worse. No, not the
know,
KKK cloak, a hooded cloak.
not pointy fucking robes type thing, like what is very clearly a traveler's cloak with like basically the same hood that Sam has, but no holes cut out for cat ears.
Okay,
No
question.
kitty cat manholes.
I know I'm as stealthy as a mouse, but are there any like mice in the area?
No,
Karnak would be terrified.
Nah, Karnak loves animals.
I
He
was going
barely...
off of elephant rules.
Oh no, he likes mice. He grew up on a farm. He got plenty of
All right,
mice.
I'm gonna give you all the courtesy that Dolmo didn't give. I gotta be right back. I'm going to the bathroom.
okay.
Okay. So, can I try and like get a little closer? See why they're whispering?
Yeah, I mean, so there are plenty of pillars like along the hallway. There are spots you can hide along, and with your stealth, I won't make you roll again with your stealth check. You just kind of creep. Peregrine is very like distracted by this. With how harshly he's whispering this seeming argument that he's having with this figure. He's pretty distracted, so you're able to get a bit closer, and you can just barely make out the conversation. And you hear it's like I should still have plenty of time. The figure like kind of turns its head a bit, or like tilts its head to the side, and it's like, I've already given you plenty of time. It's like, yes, but this is late notice.
Karnak wants to keep getting closer, and then try and like scare Mr. the Butler.
I think for that you will need to make another stealth check.
Okay.
Oh my.
Oh, that's a 10. Sorry, my mouse clicked twice.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I just saw the 17. Like, okay.
I was gonna say it first, but I was like, that's cheating. I was like, let me.
Right. So, you hear, more like harsh whispers, the other figure not, just the same empty tone. It's like, yes, but you've delayed long enough. It's like, I will get you the souls later.
Okay,
And
that's where
then
Karnak's gonna stop.
as you're like kind of sneaking along, you to like try and scare him, I'm assuming you stop. You
Yeah,
said,
like he's gonna be like just like kind of off-putted by the fact that he just heard souls. Doesn't care about anything else. But just like that last statement kind of just like shakes him a little bit just for like what are they talking about? I would just be like, excuse me, do you I'm sorry to interrupt your conversation. Do you know where
the
the kitchen is?
fucking Peregrine like jumps and he like says like, what? Why not? What are you doing here? And he like like eyes the figure like worriedly, and eyes flicker between you, and it's like, what? The kitchen?
Yeah, the kitchen. I want some food.
course you do. He turns to the figure. He said, "We will finish this conversation later." The figure says, "Of course." And like Peregrine turns to you and says, "Follow me." And he begins to, he walks past the figure and like leads you down a different hallway.
Who was your buddy?
I'll say before you ask that, you turn to look at the figure, and the figure like slowly turns they don't turn around, but they turn their head to like look over their shoulder, and you see from the moonlight pale skin, like
Yeah, roll an investigation to get a slightly more detailed answer.
I didn't finish the description. I was going to say like deathly pale skin,
Ew.
bright like silver gray eyes, and tusks, which you find odd because that would mean they're an orc, but they're not built like an orc.
So I don't know this orc like whatsoever.
You don't know who this person is.
Okay.
You have never seen them before.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna ask. Yeah.
So you turn as you walk to follow Peregrine. You don't see, and you like stare at the figure for a bit. Like you catch that glimpse of their face. As you round the corner, you turn back to Peregrine. You ask your question.
So who's your buddy?
It's like they are. He begins to like almost nervously wring his hands. Like they are none of your concern, Carnox. So please don't ask. He
Okay.
begins to walk a bit faster. He leads you to the kitchen. Do you badger him with more questions?
I might roll to see if we're gonna leave it up to fate.
Okay.
High number he does, low number he doesn't. He doesn't.
Okay. So yeah, he leads you to the kitchen. He opens like a pantry door, and you see there's plenty of preserved foods and breads and stuff. And he says, "Don't take too much, please, but you can grab whatever you want."
Do you have any ale?
Did he roll a 10 and then a 17 on stealth?
It was a
The
double
second,
click.
yeah, the second one we didn't count. It was a mistake.
Okay. I was gonna say he rolled 2 nat 20s.
But he says, I will fetch you some," and he turns around, like busies himself grabbing like a tankard and going over to a keg and stuff. And what all do you grab from the pantry?
Of course they get back and he's getting ale.
He's already
Bro,
drunk.
he's a simple man with simple needs. So he grabs some meat, if there's any meat.
There is some dried meat.
He grabs some bread.
All right.
Gonna make
I'm
a
assuming some
fucking
some small like loaves, like little buns
Yeah, he's
of
like
just
putting
like.
them in his pocket, you know.
Oh my god! Of course.
It's gonna be hungry later.
Wait. When you say his pocket, did you change out of your nice clothes?
I'm
Or are you
assuming.
still?
No.
I mean, wouldn't my like kilt kind of have like a pocket, like a little pouch or something like that?
No. It does, but I'm asking for like a later thing.
Oh,
Like
I assumed
Peregrine's
I
gonna
got.
notice all the fucking breadcrumbs all over
Well, I
the nice clothes.
assumed I took it off because he was saying like I couldn't get it dirty and all that.
Okay. So you changed when you got back to your room. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you start stuffing things into like pockets and pouches that you have.
Yeah, hold up 1 second.
Of
Yeah,
course.
sorry, I'm
So Michael, what you missed was the uh the whispering that Karnak had heard was between Peregrine and some cloaked figure, and he like Karnak was going to sneak up to scare Peregrine. That's what the 10 was for.
Okay.
And however, he stopped when he heard Peregrine mention, to the figure, "I will." The exact words, "I will get you the souls later."
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then, you know, he stopped sneaking, just asked, and he's like, "Excuse me, Mr. Butler, sir." He's like, "Where's the kitchen?" And then the description that I gave Karnak of the figure when they turned their head to look over their shoulder as Karnak was led away to the kitchen is pale, like deathly pale skin, bright gray silver eyes, and a tusk, meaning that they're probably an orc of some description, but they are far too like small in stature to be an orc. Like realistically, like they're not huge. They're like a head and a half taller than Peregrine. They aren't, super broad shouldered or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And, he just, like, Karnak found it odd, asked Peregrine who that was. And Peregrine just said, "Don't ask."
so yeah, because of that, Karnak's gonna be like a little like just confused with like Peregrine, like kind of gonna be like what's going on because he did hear souls, and I mean, Karnak might be dumb, but he's smart enough to know that like what a soul is. So I'm gonna grab all my food and like kind of like be like on the like lookout for like Peregrine.
Yeah, I mean, you see Peregrine, he's just, filling up a tankard with some ale from a keg. He, walks back up to you and he hands it to you.
Thank you.
He, bows and he says, like, "It is my pleasure to serve."
Okay, that sounds like a very sad thing to want in life, but you do you,
"I'm
my
a
man.
butler. It is my job."
Okay. How do I get back though?
"I will lead you back to your room." And he, walks out of the kitchen. And I'm assuming you're following him.
Yeah.
All right. He, begins to lead you back through the winding corridors and stuff. And give me a perception check.
Died. Okay. 14.
All right. You feel, or rather, can hear your kind of plodding footsteps and his like Peregrine's sharp heel clicks, and you don't hear anything else, but every once in a while, like when you and Peregrine's like steps kind of like seem to sync up for a couple seconds just because of the difference in your gaits, you hear a weird absent, like you have this like funny feeling like there's an absence of sound for a second, like there should be footsteps but there aren't.
Okay. So I want to just be like, Like, is this actually like? Am I at least like kind of remembering these walls or like this way?
Yeah, no, this is you were pretty lost, like turned around just because it was like kind of dark and stuff like that, and you've barely been in here, but it's like you remember some parts of like the route you've taken and stuff, and you're just like, okay, yeah. I recognize like this turn and like that painting and type things.
Okay. I'm gonna just keep walking, but like Karnak's kind of like scared right now because
Like it's not
the
something
superstition.
that like it's not like something you'd you know that's like setting off danger signs, but it's like a weird off feeling. Like it feels like there's supposed to be a third set of footsteps, but it's like you hear a distinct lack of them.
Wait, why would there be a third set of footsteps?
It exactly. It's a weird feeling you have.
Oh, well, I'm gonna just keep walking then. Just thinking about that the entire time.
Okay. And
Occasionally, I'll look
Par-
behind me if
oh, okay. If you're actually going to look behind you, every so often you see the cloaked figure peering around the corner you just turned.
Oh, that's when I'm be like, Mr. the Butler, sir.
Says, "Yes, Karnak."
I don't want to alarm you, but you might have a ghost.
We don't have ghosts in the castle,
You were just
Karnak.
talking to him.
No, that is not a ghost. That is a business partner of mine.
Dead people. He doesn't actually say
He-
that.
okay, I was about to say.
He's gonna be like, I think your business partner might
Could
be
you
following
imagine?
us.
He stops, like looks over his shoulder, and sees the figure like peering around the corner. He says, "Of course they are." He, you know, turns fully around and you know says down the hallway, "It's like I said we would talk later." You hear the figure steps out fully, and it's like, "I've known you long enough. Later should mean later, not whenever you next deem to summon me."
You can summon things? Okay, why didn't you summon me the sandwich?
He, Peregrine looks up at you and he says, "They mean summon as call, not literally summon."
Okay. I'ma go now. Bye,
He-
Mr. Ghost business partner.
the figure like tilts their head, and they like you can only see their face, like the cloak is like closed around them, but
Yeah.
you see their the cloak lift for a second. You see a hand you know come out from underneath, and it waves at you, and same thing as the face, it is deathly pale, very slender, like kind of bony fingers, uh but you like just like you can tell, just like kind of like the look of like the pads of their fingers and their fingernails and stuff. It's like, yeah, this is an orc.
This is a dead
Which
orc in Karnak's
it's,
mind.
yeah, which is again weird because no, the figure has skin and flesh,
Oh, I'm not saying
but
he doesn't have skin or flesh. He just thinks it's like a zombie or something like that. Like, why is he so small?
yeah, it's like it's weird because it's like figures should be, it's an orc, they should be a lot bigger, especially if it's a full orc and not a half orc. But like I said, it's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, you wave and they say, "See you soon." And like the hand goes back under the cloak, and then they turn around and they walk behind, like back behind the corner. But you notice there is a distinct lack of footsteps, and their body doesn't even like bob up and down as they like walk.
Definitely a ghost. So I'm gonna try and make my way back.
Yeah, and Peregrine like begins to like lead you back to like the last few turns and leads you back to your room. Have you
Yep.
been eating and drinking along the whole way?
Yeah.
Did you
Mainly
finish the ale?
drinking, kind of just been like snacking.
Okay, did you finish the ale?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Um,
Per-
so as I'm like walking into the door, I kind of want to like wait for Peregrine to like leave. So I'm just like, okay, bye.
he says, bows at the waist and says, like, I will collect you, you know, at the break of dawn, so you may help set up the ambush. Do not worry about putting the tankard back. I will collect it in the morning. He
Okay.
he's says good night, Karnak, and he turns and leaves.
Okay. As soon as he leaves, I'm going into the door next to me. I don't remember who was next to me, but I'm going into one of them.
Okay. Okay, I will ask to. So you do have. Actually, hold on. I'm trying to remember the order.
I think it might have been Merlin, me,
It
and
was
then
yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was
Okay, so do you go to the right or the left?
going to the left.
Oh, so you're going into Merlin's room.
I guess that's where we're going.
of course. What? Why would I expect this to go any differently?
So I'm gonna walk in and I'm just be like Merlin or
Yeah,
M
you
M.
you open the door and the.
Oh wait, we can't lock our doors.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. You can. Yeah.
I'm about to say, I'm pretty sure I would have locked my door.
I'm gonna just try and like open it and just hit the door and just be like and then knock on it like profusely. I'm be like M, I need to talk to you right now.
So you, okay. I'm like,
You're
I just hear like, I just hear like the knocks on the door, and I just wake up and I'm groaning because I'm like, I'm half asleep.
M, I need to talk right now.
I get up, I go, and I open the door mostly to get him to stop banging on it.
As soon as he opens the door, I like bolt in the room.
What the fuck?
I'm scared half to death.
You know that I'm standing in the middle of the.
Yeah, I like push your arm, like I like kind of just get into the room.
I fell over, and I'm just like, I'm like, what the hell?
Be like, don't speak too loud. They might hear you.
Oh my god.
Who's they? What's
They-
going,
Mr. the Butler and the Ghost.
Mr. Ghost?
By this, I'm already like closing the door, and like we're just kind of like in our room or in the room.
Oh yeah, I'm stuck with that.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so I went to go get a late night snack like I usually do.
Why would you do?
I was
What?
hungry, duh. So that's not the point. Stay on task. So,
I'm not surprised you know what that phrase means.
Like,
oh yeah, he's been told it all his life.
It's fair enough.
I'm surprised you know the definition, but okay, whatever.
He just knows when to use it. He don't know what it means.
Uh,
I'm like, okay, so I went to go get a late night snack. I kind of got lost because everything looks the same.
of fucking course you did.
But I was sneaking around, being stealthy
I wonder how.
because I'm just amazing at stealthiness. And I saw
Sarcasm.
I saw him. I saw Mr. the Butler, and I was like, oh, I'ma scare him because funny. And as I get up, I hear him talking about getting souls. And I'm like, that's a little ominous. Like, why does he
I'm
need
surprised you know
souls?
what that word means.
Well, of course I know what that word. I'm a genius. Duh. Oh, like I hear him saying souls, so I was like, I probably shouldn't scare him. He might kill me. So I was just like, excuse me, Mister the Butler, and I see him talking to like this ghost, this white like is wearing a white cloak, really pale, but it looked like an orc, but like a very small orc. So I'm thinking maybe he's talking to like a dead child. And I asked for the thing, and then we go get some food. That's where I got the food in my pocket. You want some? And I'm gonna hold out some bread that I had in my pocket.
I just wave like no.
Okay, I put it back, and I'm like, okay. So then I'm a little creeped out. So we're walking back, and the entire time I feel like there's another set of footsteps, but I can't hear anything. And so I turn around, and guess what I see?
What?
The ghost child.
Oh no.
This I know it's crazy. Is And so I call him out, and then Mr. the Butler and the ghost child have a conversation saying something about like they'll talk later, but I think he might be a murderer.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm going to let's see. Let's see. So I'm like listening and I'm looking at him. I cast guidance on myself.
Mm.
And would this be this one would be insight, right? Let's see if I like kind of believe him.
Yeah.
Or like but okay, so I cast guidance and I roll insight. I'm just gonna do this manually because
Are you trying to see if like I'm telling the truth?
I'm trying to see if like yeah, basically.
I believe everything I'm saying. I can tell you now.
I know, but yeah. Uh, hmm. A D8? Wait, no, wrong. I'm wrong. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh, I just get advantage. Okay. No.
Yeah.
No, D4. D4 is D4.
Yeah.
Uh, 20 total.
Now I'm 100% telling the truth.
Yeah. You do not see a shred of doubt on Karnak's
You
face.
might see a little pea stain. I mean, that's about it.
That's why I said face.
Oh yeah.
Little bit of,
Okay,
little bit of terror, you know.
So
It's
you
like
saw
everything Karnak described to you is like it's like to him he is telling the truth. He is scared, out of his mind.
I'm going to use the fact that I use guidance as plot bullshit to say I believe him even more, and I'll just go with that.
You can be suspicious all you want. I'm telling you the truth.
I'm saying I
I know.
believe you. I'm like,
Okay.
all that and all. Oh wait, and all that happened when I'm still half asleep, by the way.
I'd be like, just not like. Well, you'd say what? It was been like maybe like 20 minutes.
Less than that.
So yeah, I'd be like, it happened like
Like
now.
yeah, it's like the thing with like the you noticing the figure following you and like the like
Yeah.
weird conversation they had. It's like started like 10 minutes ago and it ended just now.
Yeah. So I'd be like, it happened like right now. Like he was I just left him.
Okay. Uh, like, did you see the ghost? Like, any features about it?
Yeah, it looked sickly. Like it was dead.
Uh,
That's why
huh.
I'm telling you it's a ghost. And then he had tusks. Well, I don't know if it's a he. They kept calling him they. So I don't know. But like he had tusks. So I know it's an orc. But like it's too small, so I'm thinking it's a child. Because what respecting orc is that small. But like, yeah, it was really scary. and I needed to talk to somebody. We need to go
Now
get Sam.
I'm gonna say in character, I'm like writing this stuff down, and right now I'm literally typing this up so I remember.
You know, I'm surprised my memory's been as good as it has, given the fact that I haven't taken a single thing of notes.
I will say, Brandon, you think the figure like looked sickly, but it's like they like I said, they look deathly pale, but it's like you couldn't make out, like there were no like super discernible features about
Well, I figured from
their
like,
face.
well, like I'm just talking about like from the hand. But you said like it
Oh,
looked
fair
like
enough.
skin and bone, so I was just like, it looks sickly.
Okay, so what? Okay, so you're exact. So the exact I'm like I'm trying to like.
Yeah, you're trying to like in character. You're writing this down, saying like,
So the exact description: sickly, kind of dead like, basically.
really
I'm
pale.
repeating this too. I'm like, okay, so like sickly, dead like, pale. You said
Like,
pale.
as pale as you could get, and
As
then add
pale?
another pale.
Oh, okay then. I'll just write that down too.
I'm telling you, it's a ghost.
I don't think it's a ghost, but can't
It's a
hurt to
ghost.
check. And then you said they were small, but they had tusks. Huh.
It's gotta be a ghost child who
I'm
needs
still like,
souls.
you're saying they said they need souls.
Well, Mr. the Butler said he's gonna get them souls. So
What's the butler's name again?
it's like
Peregrine.
Peregrine.
Yeah. But Karnak doesn't know that, so
No,
But I do.
Peregrine has told him his name before. You just keep calling him Mr. the Butler.
yeah, because he can't pronounce it. It's just foreign. It's too difficult. So at this
All
point,
right. Okay, so okay. All right, I wrote stuff down. I wrote it down.
I'm be like, we need to
And
go get Sam.
Uh,
I'm gonna just try and drag him along with me. We're going to Sam's room.
actually, okay. I'm going to just in case. Right now, though, I'm gonna end the concentration on guidance. I look at him like 1 second. I cast detect good and evil, just in case. So for up to 10 concentration up to 10 minutes. If for duration, if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, just just in case our immediate surrounding are somehow still here.
So yeah, you cast it and you don't detect anything like that.
That is good.
And be like, okay, let's go get Sam. So I'm assuming we just walk out the door and like, kind of like, quietly go to Sam's room.
Yeah. You guys open the door. Karnak like peers out the hallway, like looking down. Looking
I thought Karnak. I'm like, if it's a ghost, we are fine.
How could you be so sure?
Because I used magic.
I will say you can tell if if it is a ghost, you can tell if it comes near you. You can't like defeat it or protect yourself from it, really.
Oh yeah, no, I will if it's like I know like if it's nearby, I will know. But as of right now,
But
nothing.
if
So
the butler's here, you won't know. He's not a
no-
ghost.
Whatever.
We're gonna sneak over to Sam's room. Michael, is Sam's door locked? Hello?
He pulled the doma.
No, he did tell us he was gonna be gone. I just thought he'd be back by now.
I thought he was back already.
Did he leave it? Oh no! Wait, he left again? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Like, he went to use the bathroom. And he left. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's just. I'll just say.
We'll
Well,
just
we
say
can-
his door's locked and he's not answering.
No, if you're like, we can tell. Oh, let's just go back. Be like, we can tell him in the morning. I guess I'm tired still. Please get out of my room.
Well, I will say, Karnak, Peregrine did say he was going to come get you guys first thing in the morning. So you're like a little worried that you won't have time to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm be
In the
like, he's
morning.
gonna be there. He said he's gonna pick us all up first thing in the morning. We can't talk about this in the morning in front of him.
Worst comes to worst, we both know about it. We'll do something about it. I'm very tired right now.
What if Sam dies? That's my
He
buddy.
won't. He'll be fine. I'm going to bed as I'm trying to shove him towards the door. Thank you for the information. Good night. And I close the door.
I'm just be like, I'm gonna just say outside the door, M, and that's why mom doesn't like you.
That's
Just-
why mom doesn't fucking love you.
I would just be like, you know what? When you like, I'm just talking to myself, going, you know what? When the ghost comes, M could die first. I tried to warn him. I tried to be a good person and tell him. I even told him first, and he didn't want to listen. So when he dies, it's not on me.
I was listening. I was 100% listening. So
Hey, you can't hear any of this.
I know I'm sitting out of character. It's like I was
Yeah, I
listening,
know.
so I don't know what. All right, whatever. Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna try and knock on Sam's door, but since Michael isn't here, we're just gonna say that he like just didn't wake up.